Beloved brothers and sisters, by the grace and faithfulness of God, we stand before another new day. Today we will rise in prayer with the powerful Psalm 34, a living, mighty, and hope-filled word that reveals the Lord's loving care, His deliverance, and His answer to those who cry out to Him in faith. Psalm 34 declares, "I sought the Lord, and He heard me, and delivered me from all my fears." These words come from a heart that knew hardship, but also experienced heaven's help. They remind us that God still hears every sincere cry, surrounds His children with protection, and pours peace into every soul that turns to Him. When the heart grows weary, the Lord brings deliverance. When the soul feels overwhelmed, He reveals Himself with loving care, strength, and renewal. In the comments, write your name and the name of someone who needs deliverance, peace, and protection in prayer. And if this prayer speaks to your heart, subscribe so we can continue seeking God together every day in faith, strength, and hope. Now, enter into this prayer with an open heart and unwavering faith in the mighty work of God. Lord, with reverence, awe, and faith, I come before your throne because my soul needs your care, your direction, and your divine help. There are days when heavy thoughts arise, worries quietly press upon my heart, and my mind searches for relief. It is in those moments that I lift my eyes to heaven, certain that in your light there is shelter, true rest, and lasting peace for my soul. I pour out before you everything I have been carrying inside, every burden that tries to steal my peace, every fear that seeks to weaken my faith, and every silent battle raging within my soul. You enter the secret place where my deepest struggles are fought. You reach the depths of my heart and touch every wound I have carried in silence. Your power reaches where my strength has failed, and your mighty hand brings help exactly where the burden tried to prevail. Therefore, I place into your hands my worries, my path, and every decision that lies before me. Your wisdom is perfect, your work is mighty, and your voice leads me in safety. I stand firm in your care, I rest in your faithfulness, and I open my heart to receive the renewal that comes from above. Guide my steps, strengthen my inner being, and pour over me the strength that comes from heaven. May your peace rule over my thoughts, and may your spirit strengthen me from within. For when my heart bows before your greatness, I find comfort, hope, answers, and protection. My life is secure in your hands, and beneath your mighty power my soul finds rest, deliverance, and renewed strength. There are moments when the heart is surrounded by troubles too deep to explain, days when the mind is filled with questions and anxiety tries to take the place of peace. The soul feels the weight of life's pressures and realizes how desperately it needs heavenly help. The deepest battles are often fought in silence, within the heart, where only your power can bring victory. There are days when fear rises within the soul and weakness seems louder than faith, as though the road ahead were covered with tension and exhaustion. Yet life goes on, responsibilities remain, and the journey continues. Still, deep within, there is a cry for relief, for direction, for a miracle, and for an answer from heaven. And when your glory is revealed, every burden loses its grip, the soul breathes again, and the heart finds peace, hope, and steadfast confidence. Psalm 34 verse 6 declares, "This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles." These words carry tremendous power. A sincere cry moves heaven. When the soul pours itself out before God, divine help draws near, miracles find their way, and the goodness of the Most High is revealed. Even in days of weakness, hardship, and distress, the voice of the one who cries out in faith reaches the throne, and heaven's answer brings deliverance, comfort, and renewal. Lord my God, through the words of Psalm 34, I understand that the truest praise is often born after the battle, after the tears, and after the days when my soul needed your sustaining hand. There were moments of pressure, days marked by worry, and seasons when my heart cried out desperately for help, and when your hand began to move, everything changed within me because it became clear that you had been watching over my journey all along. When I look back, I see how many times I was sustained by the care that came from your mighty power, how often I received strength in the middle of exhaustion, and how many times your deliverance reached me in life's decisive moments. In the midst of uncertainty, fear, and silent battles, you made a way, guarded my steps, and guided my story with perfect faithfulness. Every answer, every escape, and every blessing became living evidence of your love for me. Because of this, the praise that rises from my life is genuine. It is born from gratitude, from faith that has been tested, and from the certainty that you have been with me through every season of my journey. Even after every battle, I choose to exalt your name because your goodness surrounded me, your power upheld me, and your mercy carried me forward. May there always be within me a grateful, steadfast, and faith-filled spirit able to recognize every blessing poured down from heaven. Whenever I remember your faithfulness, my soul grows stronger, my hope blossoms again, and courage rises to continue this journey with hope, confidence, and peace. Lord my God, seeking your face is more than bringing my requests before heaven. It is opening my heart in truth, surrendering my life to your rule, and acknowledging that every step depends upon your guidance. Whenever I turn to you, my soul remembers where my strength, my peace, and my daily provision come from. So often the world rushes in search of answers in countless places, yet it is beneath your glory that my soul finds renewal. When I seek you with sincerity, peace begins to reign again. Hope rises and confidence replaces the heaviness and restlessness that once filled my heart. I want to seek you in ordinary days, in quiet moments, and in every detail of my daily life. I want to live close to your voice, protecting this precious fellowship that strengthens my faith, sustains my soul, and reminds me every day that you are the source of every blessing, every protection, and everything that keeps me standing. Psalm 34 verse 10 says, "They that seek the Lord shall not want any good thing." The soul that remains close to the Most High receives strength to overcome, wisdom to make decisions, and grace to walk through every season of battle. There are times when my heart feels overwhelmed by life's struggles, when worries seem to grow and my mind fights a silent war. In those moments, my cry rises at the break of day, and I place my trust in the God who hears, the God who cares, and the God who acts with power on behalf of those who surrender themselves to his loving care. I place before you everything that weighs upon me, and everything concerning my life and my family. Visit the secret place where my soul fights its greatest battles, and reach every area that needs a miracle, restoration, and deliverance. Let your power move over every need. Let your hand bring protection. Let your light destroy every work of the enemy, and let your peace rule over every moment of my thoughts. Most High God, stretch out your care over my home. Guard every person who is part of my life, and strengthen everything that needs restoration. Pour out peace where there has been distress, renewal where there has been weariness, and hope where discouragement tried to grow. May your blessing rest upon my household, bringing peace, protection, and victory. I trust that a sincere cry touches your heart. You reach the deepest places, visit every wounded soul, and bring help at the appointed time. Your care is greater than every battle, your power overcomes every affliction, and your faithfulness remains steadfast over my life. In this prayer, I recognize a truth that renews my faith. Your loving care goes before me, even on paths I cannot yet see. In the middle of life's responsibilities, decisions, and daily concerns, I often see only what is right in front of me. But your hand has already gone ahead of me, guarding my steps, closing the doors of danger, and leading my life with deliverance, mercy, and unfailing love. There are days when the mind turns toward tomorrow, trying to understand what is still hidden and feeling the weight of uncertainty. But when I remember that my life is under your watchful care, everything within me grows still. Faith rises, My heart breathes with relief, and my soul finds rest because there is a heavenly care guiding every step of my journey. Your word declares, "The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them." This truth reveals that heaven surrounds the lives of those who belong to the Lord with real protection. Your name raises a mighty wall, your care destroys every trap, and your deliverance is revealed even before danger reaches the door. Where there is faithfulness to your name, there is protection, there is a shield, and there is divine intervention. Lord my God, I bless you because my life is not defenseless in the middle of the battle. There is a holy hedge around me, a decree of protection over my home, and a heavenly guard watching over my paths. The Lord of hosts watches over me, and your warrior angels stand in defense against every trap, every envious attack, every hidden evil, and every treacherous intention. Beloved Father, bring deliverance into every area where enemies have tried to wound me, where envy has tried to bring corruption, and where deception has tried to create an opening. Let every arrow launched against my life lose its power. Let every trap be broken, and let every opposing plan fall to the ground beneath your authority. Raise your mighty hand against everything moving in secret to harm, delay, confuse, or wound me. Protect me from dishonest people, unfaithful friendships, eyes filled with envy, and words born from wickedness. Deliver me from those who approach with an appearance of peace while carrying deception in their hearts. Close every door to anyone being used to bring exhaustion, division, stumbling, or distress. Surround my life with discernment so that I may recognize what comes from the light and reject everything born from evil. Let your judgment rise against every scheme formed in secret. Where they planned my downfall, establish deliverance. Where they tried to wound me, pour out protection. Where they desired defeat, reveal victory. The God who fights for his children is still alive, and no opposition is greater than your power. My home belongs to the Lord. My family belongs to the Lord. My paths belong to the Lord. Beneath your covering, every threat loses its place. Every persecution reaches its limit, and every work of evil is undone before your glory. God is my shield, my defense in the evil day, and my secure refuge in times of war. Raise your warriors around my life, my God. Send heaven's protection over my coming and going. Let there be holy watchfulness over my name, my plans, my home, and everything you have entrusted to me. No envy will prosper, no betrayal will prevail, and no weapon raised against me will have power to destroy what is under your blessing. And in the middle of this battle, establish my heart in peace, because my security does not come from man, but from the living God who never loses a battle. You remain my defender, my deliverer, and the one who fights for me. Dear God, there are seasons in this journey when the soul needs strength, renewal, and courage to continue. At certain times, unexpected situations arise, burdens press heavily within, and some days demand more than our own strength can provide. Yet in the middle of it all, one living certainty remains. Your hand is still over my story, guiding every season with wisdom, care, and purpose. Life itself teaches us that even those who walk by faith go through trials, face battles, and endure seasons of waiting. There are moments when answers mature in silence, while the spirit learns dependence, steadfastness, and courage. Through this process, the soul discovers a precious truth. Living with God means walking sustained by divine care that remains faithful from beginning to end. There are battles fought in secret, wars taking place within, and decisions carrying a weight that few people can understand. On certain nights, the mind becomes restless. On certain days, pressure tries to steal our strength. But you visit the secret place where the soul fights its greatest battles and pour out help exactly where the heart needs strength the most. As time passes, many experiences reveal something powerful. What once seemed to be nothing but pain later becomes a source of learning, strength, and preparation. Some roads that appeared to be delays were later revealed as deliverance. Doors that closed eventually became protection, Difficult seasons made room for a new time, marked by blessing, direction, and growth. Some chapters only become clear after we have crossed through them. How many times has the journey passed through demanding days, only for it to become evident later that heaven was guiding every detail? What seemed like uncertainty brought direction. What seemed like loss prepared the ground for something greater. What appeared to be only a battle became a testimony of divine faithfulness. Eternal and gracious God, my cry rises from the deepest part of my being because there are areas of my life that must be poured out before your throne. There are hidden scars, old burdens, silent wounds, and exhaustion that has remained concealed for a long time. But your power reaches the deepest places, and your care touches the exact point where my soul needs restoration. Look upon my life and move your hand over everything that needs healing. There are memories that still bring pain, experiences that left scars, and seasons that consumed much of my strength. You know the root of every sorrow and perfectly understand what I could not even find the words to explain. Therefore, my cry rises to heaven, asking for renewal, comfort, and restoration over every area that needs your touch. May your blessing rest upon the work of my hands. Bless everything I build, everything I begin, and everything I manage. Bring growth with peace, prosperity with balance, and abundance with wisdom. Deliver me from waste, disorder, and everything that tries to consume the harvest before the appointed time. Teach me to walk with responsibility, vision, and reverence, so that I may honor every resource, every opportunity, and every harvest that comes from heaven. Lord, visit my financial life with your favor. Where there has been hardship, pour out provision. Where there has been delay, release progress. Where there has been lack, let your care overflow. May there always be bread on my table, direction in every time of decision, and grace over everything involving my home, my family, and all that is connected to my name. I also ask for prosperity over the paths I am walking. Lead me into places of growth, honor, and fruitfulness. May your hand guide me toward the right environments, the right connections, the right decisions, and opportunities that carry peace. Keep me away from every confusing path, every deceptive offer, and everything that appears attractive but does not carry your blessing. I do not want only to grow. I want to grow beneath your hand, with your approval and with your peace. Pour over my story an abundance that reaches far beyond material things. Let there be an abundance of wisdom, health, favor, balance, and joy. Let my soul experience days of refreshing. May my life flourish inwardly and outwardly, because the prosperity that comes from the mighty God reaches every area, strengthens the heart, and produces lasting fruit. May your mercy speak louder than every limitation, past mistake, difficult season, or door that closed in the past. Your mercy renews, restores, and repositions. Your mercy lifts those who have grown weary, rekindles dreams that were set aside, and restores the courage to continue in faith. May your mercy reach me at this very moment, and may I experience a new season marked by your goodness, your care, and answers that bring relief, stability, and progress. I consecrate to you my plans, my dreams, and everything I desire to build. Place your direction over every step. May my projects be guided by your wisdom, and may my future be aligned with what comes from heaven. Give me discernment to recognize the right opportunities, courage to act at the right time, and maturity to sustain whatever you choose to place in my hands. May I have vision to plant, patience to wait, and gratitude to manage every harvest with humility. May your blessing reach my home, pour provision over my household, peace over my family, and mercy over every area that needs renewal. Where there has been worry, release rest. Where there has been fear about tomorrow, establish the confidence that you are still the God who sustains, makes a way, and surprises us with goodness. I declare that no lack will define my story, because the God I serve is an endless source of provision. I declare that discouragement will not have the final word, because living hope is being renewed within me. There will be fruit, there will be progress, there will be open doors, and there will be testimonies of your blessing over my life. You are the God of new beginnings, growth, honor, and harvests, prepared for the appointed time. Therefore, by faith, I receive your mercy, your provision, and your favor. I receive your peace over the present and your blessing over the future. I receive your hand opening paths, releasing what has been held back, strengthening my journey, and pouring abundance over everything that is within your will. May my life be marked by fruitfulness, balance, growth, and clear signs of your goodness. My God, may this healing overflow into every area of my life. May the renewal that began within my heart also reach my mind, my strength, my motivation, and the way I walk through life. May I live lighter, stronger, more joyful, and more secure. May this miracle not remain only as the memory of a single moment, but become the seed of a new season, new strength, and new peace within me. Today, I celebrate your work. I celebrate your touch. I celebrate your care. I celebrate the moment when you entered and did what I needed to receive. My heart was touched, my soul was renewed, and my life received a fresh breath of peace. What came from your hands brought life. What came from heaven brought rest. What came from your love brought healing. And because of this, I move forward. I move forward in peace. I move forward with gratitude. I move forward with renewed strength. I move forward believing that your hand remains upon me. Your miracle has left a mark of life, and that mark remains. Your care has opened the way for a new beginning, and I embrace that new beginning with faith. There is renewal over me. There is peace over me. There is healing over me. There is grace over me. And in the place that received your touch, your peace, your strength, and your blessing will remain. Psalm 34 carries a powerful beauty because it reveals a God who is not distant from the human cry. It shows a living, present, and active care, able to reach the soul in its most difficult days and fill the heart with gratitude when deliverance comes. There is a special strength in this word because it does not speak only of faith during peaceful days. It speaks of trust in the middle of affliction, praise throughout the process, protection in times of battle, and restoration for those who have grown weary. At the very beginning, there is a decision that teaches us something profound. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. This is powerful because it reveals a heart that has chosen not to limit God to the easy days. Praising Him at all times does not mean ignoring the existence of struggles. It means declaring that above every struggle, there is still a God who is worthy of worship, faithful in every season, and powerful in every circumstance. This posture changes everything because praise gives the soul room to breathe differently. The heart that praises does not deny the pain, but it refuses to give the burden the final word. There is something deeply powerful in this. Many people can exalt God when everything is going well, when the paths are open, and when answers come quickly. But Psalm 34 was born in a season when faith had to remain firm under pressure. This gives even greater strength to every verse because it shows that praise can rise after hardship, in the middle of need, and even while the soul is still walking through demanding days. There is a beautiful spiritual maturity here. The maturity of someone who has already seen God move, has already experienced deliverance, and has therefore decided to keep the exaltation of His name alive. Verse 4 also deeply embraces the heart. I sought the Lord, and He heard me and delivered me from all my fears. This declaration is a healing balm for anyone living through days of anxiety. Seeking God is never in vain. Heaven answers. Heaven moves. Heaven steps into the situation. It may not always happen in the way the human mind imagined, but it always happens with wisdom, care, and power. Fear, when it takes control within, steals peace, weakens hope, and presses heavily upon the soul. But when God answers, something changes inside. Fear loses its strength, the mind finds rest, and the spirit regains the confidence to continue. Another powerful invitation appears in verse 8. "O taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him." This word does not speak of a distant theoretical or cold faith. It speaks of experience. To taste the goodness of God is to live something real with him. It is to discover in daily life that there is peace for troubled days, refuge for difficult moments, provision in times of need, and comfort for the most exhausted places of the soul. Those who trust in God are not trusting in an idea. They are trusting in a care that has already proven faithful, in a hand that has sustained them before and will continue to sustain them in the days ahead. Verse 19 is also deeply true. "Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all." This places the spiritual journey in a mature perspective. Faith is not presented as the absence of struggle. The righteous face afflictions. There are battles, pressures, difficult days, and intense seasons of crossing. Yet the promise remains firm. God delivers. God sustains. God does not abandon those who remain in him. This truth is powerful because it restores balance to the heart. The struggle is real, but it does not reign alone. Above it stands the hand of God, bringing a way of escape, strength, deliverance, and grace to overcome. And the closing of this chapter is beautiful. "The Lord redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate." Here there is redemption, final protection, and security for the spirit. Those who trust in God are not walking toward emptiness. There is rescue, there is grace, there is a care that surrounds the present, strengthens the inner being, and points toward a secure hope. Psalm 34, therefore, is a source of encouragement for every heart that needs shelter, renewal, and strength. It teaches that praise remains alive throughout the process, that the cry is heard, that fear can lose its hold, that there is protection surrounding our lives, that the goodness of God can be experienced, that the broken-hearted are welcomed, and that affliction will not have the final word. This word embraces, lifts, and rekindles faith. Anyone who enters this chapter with sincerity comes away strengthened. They come away with greater peace. They come away with greater clarity. They come away with the assurance that God is still near, still listening, still protecting, and still working. And perhaps this is exactly what the soul needs most today, to remember that there is a God who moves on behalf of those who seek him, who pours light into the weary heart, and who transforms battles into testimonies, hardship into deliverance, and tears into renewal. May the message of Psalm 34 remain alive within the heart. May praise continue. May trust never fade. May the cry rise in faith, and may every verse become shelter, strength, and hope to keep moving forward, with the heart sustained by the goodness, protection, and faithfulness of God.